This is the only way to reach Haditha. The roads around this town are too dangerous for both the Iraqi military and civilians to use. That is why the government needs to airlift supplies into this town. This airbase in nearby al-Baghdadi is the only lifeline. Haditha is surrounded by ISIL fighters. Many of its people have left because the armed group has repeatedly launched offensives to capture one of the last remaining population centers in Anbar province that hasn't fallen to its forces. Those who are still in the town are largely cut off from the rest of the country. Weekly deliveries of humanitarian aid helps them survive.
One sack of flour costs around $900. Most of the time we sleep without eating because we can't afford to buy food.
These people are poor. They prefer to stay in their homes than to join the millions of Iraqis who have been displaced by war. Life here, however, hasn't been easy.
We are thankful for the aid, but there is a lack of electricity. We ask the government to help us.
Haditha has long been a target for ISIL. It is surrounded by desert, but it hasn't been easy defending this town. In one offensive, ISIL used 39 suicide car bombings.
The enemy has tried to advance into Haditha and attacked it more than 100 times in the past year and a half, but ISIL has still not been able to enter and establish a foothold in the region.
The road is an important supply line, but it has been vulnerable to attacks. It links the airbase to one of Iraq's most important structures. The Haditha Dam is the second largest in the country that contributes at least a third of Iraq's electricity needs. It could also be used as a weapon of war if ISIL decides to open its gates and flood neighboring areas. U.S. air cover has so far allowed Iraqi forces and local Sunni fighters to hold Haditha. But for now, those ground troops are in no position to use this area as a staging ground to take on ISIL. The armed group controls most of Anbar province.